And we now make way for the Morning Watch with Reverend Dr. Dylan Toussaint. Today, the Morning Watch is brought to you by the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, achieving prosperity through partnership, economic growth, and sustainable development.
Jamaica, let us arrive alive. We know everyone has somewhere to be or someone to see. Whether you're going on a trip, headed to a party, running errands, getting gifts, or visiting family and friends. Arrive alive. Slow down. There's no rush. Look out for yourself and others. Don't let your life be a statistic. Too many Jamaicans are dying on our roads. So take time on the road. Arrive alive.
A message from the Office of the Prime Minister.
Listeners to Love 101 FM are advised that the views and opinions expressed in this program are not necessarily those of Love 101 FM.
Hello and welcome to the Morning Watch on Love 101 FM. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. A special welcome to our listeners on love101.org and if you're overseas and on the move. U.S. listeners can access us at 712-832-8001, and if you're in the UK, 0330-332-6541, or join us via the Love 101 FM app that will be downloaded from the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. You can also join us on Love 101 FM Facebook and YouTube Live. In the first watch today, the recent bomb threat. How concerned should we be? In the second watch, a pain in my head. Main causes, best remedies. For our social media question, we ask, how concerned are you about these bomb threats? We're asking you to share your responses on our Love 101 FM Facebook page and YouTube channel, and also on WhatsApp 876-997-3125 using the hashtag The Morning Watch. We'll share your responses later on in the program, but before all of that, here's I quote.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, today's I quote says, let's pull it up, don't you move. Okay. It is unloving to leave people in darkness and error. And this is from John MacArthur. This is so true. This is so true. What say you?
Yes. And what is your take from it, Joker?
People need closure, and people need to, have some sort of solution for, what they are going through. I'd assume. So I'm taking from this, if you and somebody, have some sort of situation, or if you're going through something, it's good to always have a closure to it, because it's unloving to leave people in darkness and error.
All right, Professor Dyer, great job.
Hilarious.
The first watch will be back after this break.
Well, if you want buy appliances for your home with the quality high and the price low, get it on Habasco. Get it on Habasco.
Sign up online for your free Bashco loyalty card at www.bashcojm.com. It's easy and it's free. Shop and earn 3% cashback on every purchase. www.bashcojm.com.
Bashco, the store that gives you more. Bashco.
Planning to sit the May-June CXC exams privately? Register with Overseas Examinations Commission before the registration deadline, Friday, November 24. Visit our Kingston office or Montego Bay office to complete your application form, or send an email to help@overseasexams.org.jm. Follow our social media pages at Overseas Exams for more details. Remember, if you plan to sit the May-June CXC exams privately, the registration deadline is November 24th.
Goes Fashion Ball Decor with the Jamaica Observer Take Style Out. October 26th to 28th, get up to 50% off. 50% off appliances, sheet sets, and stunning paintings across all Bashko locations. 21 Orange Street is the place to be. 11 a.m. October 28th. Fashion Ball Decor with Bashko for the Jamaica Observer Take Style Out. Shop, save, and earn. October 26th to 28th. Follow us at Bashko Jamaica. Bashko, where style meets savings.
Do you have a heart condition? Your care should be in the hands of our experienced cardiovascular team at Partners Interventional Center of Jamaica. We're one of the leading heart centers for angiogram, stenting, pacemakers, EP studies, and ablation therapy. PICJ has the expertise and latest technology to treat all your heart needs. Call 876-995-7425 or email info@pic-jm.com for appointments. PICJ, your partners for life.
Are you ready for another exciting Jordan's Out Alive 1 to 5 this Throwback Thursday, November 16? Well, join me, your host, Sarah and the Chirpy One, for another time to recollect and reconnect. Stay tuned for the brain-testing exercise at 1:45. Then prayer blast will be at 2 o'clock as we ring in the prayer bells of heaven. 2:15 inside pieces of the past. We share with you the history and story of Sarah Bartman. Then at 3 p.m., we talk with the second place winner of the Jamaica Gospel Star Competition, Fabian Ranch. All the summer will come alive from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. This Throwback Thursday, November 9 on the family station, Love 101, celebrating 30 years of music, family, and love.
Once upon a time, there was a girl named Kay. She loved to dance and play. One day at school, she got very ill, and Mom was left with an unbearable bill. It would be easier if Mom was prepared. With School Companion, 80% of the bill is cleared. Medical care for children is a must for as low as $2,400 per month. Make unbearable medical bills go away. Sign up for Surgical School Companion today.
This Thursday, November 16 at 5:30 p.m. Join the truly marvelous program to have it aboard with your usual host, Colleen Beckles, and your co-host for this week, counseling psychologist Andre Allen Casey, as we talk married but feeling single. That's the truly marvelous program on the family station, Love 101.
Okay, welcome back to the Morning Watch. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. Over 70 institutions have been part of what years gone by could be considered by some just a joke. But it is actually a very serious criminal offense. They include the courthouse, Kingston Wharves, the Towers Business Center in Kingston, among others, and unfortunately we are still counting. To date, we don't know the real motive or who the perpetrator or perpetrators are. Should we be concerned at all? And why? Well, to discuss this and other related issues, we have joining us Lieutenant Commander George Overton, President, Jamaica Society for Industrial Security, and Mr. Leighton Johnson, President, the Jamaica Teachers Association. Good morning to you both. Good morning to you, listeners. Good morning to you and your listeners. Good morning, gentlemen. Great, good to have you. Let's hit the ground running. Lieutenant Commander Overton, what is your take on the recent series of armed threats in Jamaica?
Well, I believe that we have a situation where somebody who is probably not mentally well
who is thinking that this is a good joke, a good prank to play. And whether it is for their own entertainment or social media entertainment, or whether they think it is great that they're able to disrupt the normal course of business to give some people some time off or away from the desk or out to the building, or as we've seen, the closure of schools. And I do believe that we have some copycats who have jumped onto the bandwagon for this. And it's very unfortunate. It's very sick. It's very costly to the country. And without realizing it, it's very costly to some individuals in terms of their education and their progress in life. The unfortunate thing is that you can't accept the wolf call, because you never know when somebody is going to jump on the bandwagon who has the ability and the intent of placing a device at a location, right? So we have to treat everyone as if it's a real situation. Yeah. Mr. Johnson, how have the threats affected schools that recently received the threat?
I mean, this is something new. It is outside of our cultural norm. So therefore, it has negatively impacted our school. It has increased the anxiety levels in many regards. And if you were to carefully analyze the safety and security precautions and protocols of our school, you perhaps would not find how we should react in the event of a bomb threat or something of that nature. So it has opened our eyes somewhat to ensure that at this point going forward, we now must establish and develop protocols in dealing with situations like this. Whether it's a joke or not, it is what it is now. You know, persons have utilized their own demented scheme, you know, to bring attention to this deficit that we perhaps had in our system, and it is now time for us to seriously look at how we treat with these things. Of course, information has no borders, and if you look right across the world, you would see that in other jurisdictions there is a precedent for this. There are protocols how schools and other institutions are to react in the event of a bomb threat or a mass shooting. I believe that on the basis that we operate in a global space where information is so free and has no borders, it is urgent for us now to improve our protocols to include how we respond and react in situations like this.
And for the record, Mr. Johnson, how many schools so far have been affected?
According to the minister's her information, she indicated that approximately 79 schools were affected, received the bomb threat over the period.
So that's again, how many?
79.
79?
79, that's correct. Right across all 7 regions.
What?
Yes, so you see, it was a far-reaching design. The mails were sent to the school's email, and what we found is that the moment school opened the mail, seeing this mail, you open it, it would send it to another school. So it was designed like that. And what we found is that, rightly so, administrators were not taking it lightly. They approached it with caution.
Mr. Johnson, so sorry. We're on a break, all right? We want to continue the change of thought. Jump on a break. We'll be right back.
Apostolic Church presents Rejoice 2023. Saturday, November 25. Tickets pre-sold $1,500. At the door, $2,000. Students with ID, $1,000. Children 12 and under, free. Tickets available at Music Mart, Electro World, Omega Radio, Emmanuel Apostolic Church, Portmore, and Swipe Road. Rejoice 2023 with Rhoda Isabella, Emmanuel Apostolic Church Mass Choir, Bishop T, and more.
Special appearance by Nadine Blair.
Saturday, November 25 at 7 p.m. at 12 Swipe Road.
Watch the trend, big up the trend, TREND. Big up the trend for education, teachers and the students. A fully bright future, yes, that are the new trend. Better governance, partner with the parents. Follow the big trend, elevate the youth them. Improve the school's track performance, access and attendance from infant, primary to university students. Turn up the skills training, full steam, we again. Follow the big trend.
This is Trend, Transforming Education for National Development, a program designed by the Ministry of Education and Youth to transform Jamaica's education system for a brighter tomorrow.
Here come God. Here come God. Have to increase the tempo. Here come God. Nutrition for your lifestyle. Here come God. Boy, football season and kick. Here come God. Try the delicious new flavors today. Chocolate, vanilla, peanut, and here come God.
Take a good look at your Sagicor Bank credit card. Do you see the Acropolis of Athens? The picture-perfect beaches of Crete? Use your Sagicor Bank credit card and you could discover the magic of Greece. Get a chance to win a luxury trip for two to Greece when you spend with your Sagicor Bank Gold and Platinum credit card until November 25, 2023. The more you spend, the more chances to discover Greece. Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58(3) of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Visit Sagicor.com to learn more.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
Your health is your wealth, so come we start the conversation. Make we rise and immunize all across the nation. The ministry is giving us the motivation. With your infants' routine immunization. Protect the toddlers from all diseases. Tetanus, rubella, whooping cough and the measles. Polymyelitis, mumps and the flu. Plus tuberculosis, to name a few. Rise to immunize. Eliminating diseases saves lives. Visit your nearest clinic or health center for more information. Or log on to www.moh.gov.jm.
A message from the Ministry of Health and Wellness with support from USAID and PAHO.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Toussaint, and in this the first watch, we have been discussing the recent bomb threat. How concerned should we be? In total, we have online Mr. Leighton Johnson, President of the Jamaica Teachers Association, and Lieutenant Commander George Overton, President of the Jamaica Society for Industrial Security. Before the break, if my memory serves me right, Mr. Johnson, you were telling us that at least 79 schools have been impacted directly. Now, was it that all 79 had to go through the process of evacuation, etc.?
No, not all 79 went through the process of evacuation. Depending on the time the threat, they received the threat. Some received the threat on the weekend. Others received the threat during the course of the regular school day. But what I can indicate is that once a school received that threat, it disrupted the system, and it created some levels of anxiety for both students and the teachers. And this was so simply because there was no protocol in place in dealing with this kind of thing where schools are concerned. And then it also brought into sharp focus the resources of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. how many K9 units they had, how many bomb squads they had to send out to these institutions just to ensure that all was well. What I do know is that the Jamaica Constabulary Force worked well into the weekend, last weekend, and into this week in ensuring that they checked with the schools that received the threats. We were thankful that they also came and, brought some things to light for our administrators in the sense of how it is that we're expected to respond, what is it that we're expected to do in the event of a situation like this, simply because this was outside of our cultural experience. We have no cultural experience or precedence in Jamaica with bombs or that kind of things. Lieutenant Overton, how in your view, you're a security expert, how has the nation as a whole responded so far to the threat?
Well, we have taken the necessary precautions when it happens. Now, how do we minimize the possibility of it happening? As Mr. Johnson has said, it has opened our eyes to a new circumstance and situation, and we have to look at how we go forward in the future. The first thing we have to look at is how people have access to our properties. Do we have controlled environments, or is it a free-for-all, and then we expect it to be safe and controlled? And therefore, we have to look at how we control our environments, what are the routines of the environments, and then we set up the processes and procedures to deal with such eventualities. So it really is a life changer. It is a circumstance changer for all of us, and we have to look at it. It also brought into light the situation of the resources available. The Jamaica Fire Brigade, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, the various bomb units between the JCF and the JDF. Those sorts of things have to be looked at as to whether we are able to meet this type of threat. Because as I said earlier, you can't accept the wolf cry.
I saw Lieutenant Overton recently pick off a particular institution where persons were evacuated. But they left the building, but they were still on the ground.
Well, and again, you have them leaving a building, and they have a 10-story building, and you're standing in the car park right under the 10-story building. Is that safe? Is that, we have to revisit all the protocols that we have in place, and we have to ensure that we are addressing each and every circumstance in the right manner.
Yes. Now, Mr. Johnson, you mentioned about protocols earlier. So far, are there any lessons being learned and perhaps some guidelines in terms of how these protocols should be enacted, at least constructed? Certainly. Of course, everything is a learning curve for us. And the whole matter of the development of protocols to treat situations like this is something that we must pay keen attention. The Safety and Security Unit within the Ministry of Education now has to lead this charge. Of course, there is a Safety and Security Manual that was developed by the Ministry of Education, and in it there is mention of what to happen in the event of an explosion. Now, I believe what needs to happen at this point is that a comprehensive review needs to be done, and this in developing a protocol for this kind of thing. This has to be led by the police, the JCF. We have to get all the stakeholders on board, the first responders, the fire, ambulance, the JDF, everybody, to give this level of training for all administrators, schools, to ensure that students, teachers, all stakeholders are aware of what to do in the event that we are faced with or confronted with this situation. As Sir just said, you'll hear that there is a threat, but persons are standing in the parking lot. When you look at an earthquake drill or a fire drill, there are holding areas, there are assembly points. Yeah. But in this regard, does an assembly point work? No. Does an assembly point work? So these are the things that we have to develop. And, what I am suggesting and recommending is that, a comprehensive review be done at this point. It has to be led by the police, who are the experts in this situation. We now have to look at what obtains in other jurisdictions that have this kind of a situation. And we really hope that as a nation we do not get to this point. Our criminal masterminds have shown their intent that they are, for the want of a better term, improving on how they execute crime. It is no longer just the little normal things that we are accustomed to. They have indicated that they are willing to do things that will take us beyond our cultural practices and norms. We have to be ready for that. And as I indicated, information has no borders, or the cultural practices across the world. People are watching, people are seeing, and in this climate of war, what's happening between Ukraine and Russia, what's happening in Israel, Gaza, Palestine, all of these issues are issues that we ought not to take lightly. And as a nation, I believe we really need to get ourselves in a state of readiness to be able to respond if an eventuality of this nature happens. And what we have seen is that persons have shown us as a nation that they will go to any length to disrupt our system and to create mayhem in our country. We have to be ready.
Well said. Lieutenant Commander, as we wind down our discussion this morning, as you know, those who may say that this is much ado about nothing, and yet still, it's serious stuff. What can you say to persons going forward now? What should we do or not do? Do's and don'ts. Well, certainly, as we have been discussing, is when you receive the threat, don't take it lightly. Take it seriously. Secondly, we have to ensure that we have prepared ourselves to deal with such threats, that our processes and procedures in evacuating and making everybody safe are thorough, complete. But also we need to take our minds to what if it is real. What are our procedures, what are our policies, what are our follow-throughs if it is real and it does occur. And certainly I do think as a nation we have to look at these so far have turned out to be hoaxes. They have costed the country significantly in terms of resource utilization and certainly missed opportunities. And we have to ensure that the consequences of that are such that it becomes a deterrent. We need to find out who the perpetrators might have been, and bring them to book. And it's not just a slap on the wrist being the consequence for such an action. I'm sorry, these kinds of things, are created to cause fear in the society, anxiety within the society. I certainly lived through the whole IRA bombings in the United Kingdom when I went to school in the UK. These bombings were a thing, and you went to a tube station and you always had in the back of your mind, am I standing by a bomb or I'm in the vicinity of a bomb? Wow. We certainly don't want our people to get to that state. We don't want that kind of fear and hysteria in our society. And therefore, it must be treated as a serious matter, and the consequence must be severe and a deterrent. Okay. Yes. Well said, gentlemen. And my little take on it is that when push comes to shove, We need to learn the lessons from this either way and be more cognizant of our environment. I want to thank you both for being with us. I appreciate it. My pleasure.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Listen to more wants to return in just a moment.
Spread joy and peace this holiday and get ready to achieve all your plans in 2023. The Time by Jane Ruth
will help you find a way.
Is 7:30 a.m.
Are you ready for another exciting Joins That Alive 1 to 5 this Throwback Thursday, November 16? Well, join me, your host, Sarah and the Chirpy One, for another time to recollect and reconnect. Stay tuned for the brain-dead segment exercise at 1:45. Then prayer blast will be at 2 o'clock as we ring in the prayer bells of heaven. 2:15 inside pieces of the past. We share with you the history and story of Sarah Bartman. Then at 3 p.m., we talk with the second place winner of the Jamaica Gospel Star Competition, Fabian Ranch. All this will come alive from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. This Throwback Thursday, November 9 on the family station, Love 101, celebrating 30 years of music, family, and love.
Your food tastes the best, it's true. Your food brings the best out of you. Tasting meals that with style, satisfying, makes you smile. Cream rises to the top, it's true.
Your foods, sour cream and cream cheese spreads in supermarkets island-wide make your best even better.
Ooh la la. I see what I want at Fosrich Christmas in November sale. November 20 to 30. Kingston, Mandeville, and Montego Bay. Come get your wires, breakers, chandeliers, flood lamps, LED bulbs, standing fans, and so much more. Shop Kingston, Mandeville, and Montego Bay. You can't afford to miss it. Come shop. Come save at Fosrich Christmas in November sale. November 20 to 30. See you there at Fosrich.
Sebastian Braham Ministries presents Christmas Jubilee, the Old Harbor edition, Friday, December 8th at the Old Harbor New Testament Church of God. Gates open 6:30 p.m., showtime 7 p.m., featuring Petra Kay, Sebastian Braham, O'Shane Mays, and many more. Tickets $2,000 pre-sold, $2,500 at the gate. Children under 12, $1,000. MC yours truly, Abigail Blair Black. Ticket outlets, Benson Pharmacy, Old Harbor, Genus Pharmacy, Portmore, St. Jacob Pharmacy, Spanish Town. It's Christmas Jubilee. Be there.
Yummy full of flavor, pineapple, coconut and ginger. Oh, everybody love the yummy old time. Full of ask them, tell them, all round good vibes. Full of love style, the full of well nice. New coconut flavor done right, just like one time. Yummy full of with beer or full of with cheese. No butter pop pie. Yummy full of flavor, pineapple, coconut and ginger. Oh, everybody love the new coconut. Full of ask them, all round good vibes. Yummy full of all round good vibes.
Importers, are you tired of the hassle? Are you tired of the wait? Value your time because we value yours. Request contactless clearance through your agent to clear your personal, non-commercial shipments at the ports. It is more efficient. It is secure. For more details, email Jamaica Customs at contactlessclearance@jca.gov.jm. Contactless clearance, powered by the Jamaica Customs Agency. Jamaica Customs, keeping our customers in focus.
Are you ready for another exciting Joins That Alive 1 to 5 this Throwback Thursday, November 16? Well, join me, your host, Sarah and the Chirpy One, for another time to recollect and reconnect. Stay tuned for the brain-dead segment exercise at 1:45. Then prayer blast will be at 2 o'clock as we ring in the prayer bells of heaven. 2:15 inside pieces of the past. We share with you the history and story of Sarah Bartman. Then at 3 p.m., we talk with the second place winner of the Jamaica Gospel Star Competition, Fabian Ranch. All this will come alive from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. This Throwback Thursday, November 9 on the family station, Love 101, celebrating 30 years of music, family, and love.
Welcome back back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. I'm your host, Toussaint. Coming up next, we'll read some of the feedback from our social media question. How concerned are you about these bomb threats? How concerned are you about these bomb threats? We're asking you to leave a comment on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, Love 101 FM Jamaica, or WhatsApp 876-997-3125. We'll be right back.
Week counseling psychologist Andre Allen Casey as we talk married but feeling single. That's the truly marvelous program on the family station Love 101.
Are you ready for another exciting show inside Alive 1 to 5 this Throwback Thursday, November 16? Well, join me, your host, Sarah and the Chirpy Vaughn, for another time to recollect and reconnect. Stay tuned for the brain testing mental size at 1:45. Then prayer blast will be at 2 o'clock as we ring in the prayer bells of heaven. 2:15 inside pieces of the past. We share with you the history and story of Sarah Bartman. Then at 3 p.m., we talk with the second place winner of the Jamaica Gospel Star Competition, Fabian Wright. All this and more will come alive from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. This Throwback Thursday, November 9 on the family station, Love 101, celebrating 30 years of music, family, and love.
Welcome back to the Morning Watch. Thanks for staying with us. Your host, Toussaint. Let's now join Joker for a look at how our Facebook, YouTube, and WhatsApp friends answer today's question. How concerned are you about these bomb threats? Joker?
All right, so we do have a response here from Cherry in Spanish Town. Thank you, Cherry, for responding. She says, my concern is the mental and negative effect it is having on our schools and businesses, causing anxiety attacks. That's the only one we have here right now.
All right, yes, we all share those concerns, and we trust and hope that over time they will not be negatively impacted. Okay, we now segue into the second watch. Who has never had a headache? If you have had one, it's just easy to just pop a pill and get rid of it. But is that the best remedy? Imagine the headache you think may not be the headache you do have. And if that is so, you may be treating your headache the wrong way. Well, to discuss this aching issue, we have online Dr. Donovan White, alternative medicine practitioner. Good morning, White. Dr. White. All right. Seems as if we don't have Dr. White on as yet, but if we speak of Dr. Donovan White, alternative medicine practitioner, and of course we're talking about the matter of headaches. So in the meantime, I'll throw back to Stu.
This Thursday, November 16 at 5:30 p.m. during the truly Week counseling psychologist Andre Allen Casey as we talk married but feeling single. That's the truly marvelous program on the family station Love 101.
for another exciting Joins That Alive 1 to 5 this throwback Thursday, November 16. Well, join me, your host, Sarah and the Chirpy One, for another time to recollect and reconnect. Stay tuned for the brain-testing mention size at 1:45. Then prayer blast will be at 2 o'clock as we ring in the prayer bells of heaven. 2:15 inside pieces of the past. We share with you the history and story of Sarah Bartman. Then at 3 p.m., we talk with the second place winner of the Jamaica Gospel Star Competition, Fabian Ranch. All this will come alive from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. This throwback Thursday, November 9 on the family station, Love 101, celebrating 30 years of music, family, and love.
Hello? Hello? Yes. Come back to Popular Watch. Thanks for staying with us at your vote. Silence the sounds, and this is the second watch. As was said earlier, we're looking on the whole matter of headaches, a pain in my head, concerns and remedies. And so do we have online Dr. Donovan White, alternative medicine practitioner. Good morning, Dr. White.
Yes, sir. Morning for the listeners.
Yes, good to have you with us. We could finally make the contact. Now, Dr. White, are there different types of headache? And if so, what are they and what are their causes?
Well, headache really means that there's a pain in the region of the head, and the pain can be due to many different reasons. We have classically defined some as migraine headache. We have described some as tension headache. And most of the headaches are really have no known cause, but the head is hurting anyway. So, in order to deal with it, the best way is to deal with the real cause of the problem. And if the cause is based on dehydration, which is very common, then the person needs to drink fluids. Fluids are very good for headaches because oftentimes headaches mean that the body is too toxic, and by drinking the fluid, you actually reduce the toxic level and the pain can go.
So, right. So in your practice, how does one decide what is what in terms of diagnosis?
Well, the average person would not be in a position to make that decision. But by and large, if you should follow what I'm saying about the hydration, then once you're having the pain, go ahead and hydrate your body. Hydration will make a big difference for them.
So you're saying the first thing one should do is hydrate?
Drink water.
Oh. How common are headaches? What do you say?
I'll say fairly common. I mean, everybody, most people say that they've had a headache at some stage in their life. So it's a fairly common problem. And like I said, there are so many different reasons that can cause it. So, it's not to say that headache by itself is a diagnosis. Headache is just a symptom of a deeper problem.
Yes. And what are the usual problems?
Like I mentioned, dehydration, not drinking enough water during the course of a day, not having enough food, your blood sugar levels can go low. If the pressure goes high, some people complain of a headache. There are so many different things that can cause a headache.
Yeah. Does age and gender have anything to do with headache?
Not directly. Probably indirectly, but not directly.
Tell us
what the person is doing with their life, then that may in fact precipitate a headache. But if the person is not doing certain things, then they really shouldn't have a headache. Headache really occurs when the body is not in balance, So if persons are keeping their lives in a balance state, they really shouldn't have any problems with headache.
Yeah. All right. We're open a break, Dr. White. Right back.
Yes, okay, cool.
The time by Grace Kennedy is 7:45 a.m.
Are you ready for another exciting Joins That Alive 1 to 5 this Throwback Thursday, November 16? Well, join me, your host, Sarah and the Chirpy Vaughn, for another time to recollect and reconnect. Stay tuned for the brain testing exercise at 1:45. Then prayer blast will be at 2 o'clock as we ring in the prayer bells of heaven. 2:15 inside pieces of the past. We share with you the history and story of Sarah Bartman. Then at 3 p.m., we talk with the second place winner of the Jamaica Gospel Star Competition, Fabian Ranch. All this will come alive from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. This Throwback Thursday, November 9 on the family station, Love 101, celebrating 30 years of music, family, and love.
Watch the trend, big up the trend, T-R-E-N-D. Big up the trend for education, teachers and the students. A fully bright future, yes, that are the new trend. Better governance, partner with the parents. Follow the big trend, elevate the youth them. Improve the school's track performance, access and attendance. From infant, primary to university students. Turn up the skills training, full steam, we again. Follow the big trend.
This is Trend, Transforming Education for National Development, a program designed by the Ministry of Education and Youth to transform Jamaica's education system for a brighter tomorrow.
Looking to own a home and put down your roots? Join us at the Sagicor Bank Mortgage Boutique this Saturday, October 21, Savannah Lamar Branch, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Apply for your mortgage on location and get a competitive mortgage rate. 0.25% off commitment fee, on-site pre-qualification, $20,000 gift voucher for appliances, a Sagicor Bank Star Savers account with $5,000 for your child. Plus, on mortgage approval, you could be one of 3 winners of a patio set, living room set, or inverter AC with free installation. The Sagicor Bank Mortgage Boutique this Saturday, Savannah Lamar Branch, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Christmas is togetherness. Flow is giving you their best. Christmas is special savings. That's just what Flow is bringing. Christmas is the joy of giving. Flow has just what you've been wishing. Flow is a celebration. Free phone and earbuds for you.
Get a free Samsung phone and earbuds when you sign up for Flow Yard and Road for only $4,999 plus GCT.
Flow makes Christmas bright and blue because it's all inspired by
Visit the Flow store to sign up today. Conditions apply.
Well, if you want buy appliances for your home with the quality high and the price low, get it on Habasco. Get it on Habasco.
Sign up online for your free Bashco loyalty card at www.bashcojm.com. It's easy and it's free. Shop and earn 3% cashback on every purchase. www.bashcojm.com.
Bashco, the store that gives you more. Bashco.
Welcome back to the morning walk. I'm your host, Dylan Toussaint. And in this the second watch, we have been discussing the whole matter of headache. And in so doing, we have online Dr. Donovan White, who is an alternative medicine practitioner. Dr. White, you still with us? Yes, sir. Great. Now, what is the role of things like stress, tiredness, and diseases in relation to headache?
All right. What I probably should have explained earlier is that once there's pain any part of the body, it is usually a reflection of a blockage to the natural flow of energy. Now, the blockage can come from injuries, the blockage can come from cuts, the blockage can come from toxic buildup in the body that interferes with the energy flow. So with that in mind, anything that can create any of those situations, we have to look at. So if, for example, somebody is having an illness, well, most of the illnesses are usually based on a toxic buildup in the body anyway. So why shouldn't you have a headache? So for most of the diseases that you hear about, people complain about the headaches and muscle pains and joint pains and so on, which is really a reflection of the toxic buildup inside of your own body. And that is why I said earlier that having water is a fairly good response to any kind of headache situation. Because headache, if the water will reduce toxic load in the body, and if the toxic load is down, then the pains will disappear. But if there's something about the producing the toxins, then it will come back in no time.
No, earlier I asked about gender. They are both in Jamaica. Men do not have headaches as often as women. Is that true?
You said something, I didn't hear what you said.
I'm saying that in Jamaica, as earlier gender, that in Jamaica there's a feeling, there's a belief that men do not have headaches as often as women. That's what I'm told. Is that true?
I really couldn't answer that question. That's probably more speculative than anything else.
From it.
Now, remember that women have a particular characteristic that men don't have. And women tend to have a menstrual flow. And with the menstrual flow, they end up having abdominal pains. And a lot of them will have headaches as well. But other than that, I really can't see why women should have a preference for headaches more than men.
Now, how dangerous can headaches be in the long term?
It is based, for example, on a tumor growth inside of the brain. That's a really dangerous situation. Most headaches are not based on a tumor. Most headaches are based on the toxic buildup inside of the body. So people should be a little bit more careful in terms of their food choices, their environmental choices, and the thoughts that they have. And now a lot of people have to suffer from headaches the way we do.
And you mentioned food choices that are right. Like what? What is recommended?
Alright, we need to follow that. Because food is what nature provided naturally. Just bear that in mind. A lot of us go to the supermarket and buy. It has nothing to do with food. They may use some food substance, but they have added so many things to it. And these things added referred to as toxic ingredients. They add preservatives, they add chemicals, they add dyes, lots of stuff that the body has no need for, but the food producer has a reason to put it in the food. A lot of people with food are really food-like substances, they're not necessarily foods. But if you were to eat good foods would mean eating food the way nature provided it. For example, eating fresh fruit, vegetables, ground provisions, peas, beans, nuts, grains. If people are eating like that, then the chances are, if they're getting pure substances, they really should not have had a problem.
Yeah. And, you know, one of the concerns is, you mentioned about hydration. What if you're drinking water and the headache is still there, or has intensified?
Alright, well, let me clarify something about the water, because a lot of times the water we get is really not pure water. It's water with a lot of chlorine. And the chlorine can, in fact, be acidic to the body, toxic to the body, and can contribute rather than to solve the problem. So drinking purified water probably may be what I should have said at the beginning. So if you can get the purified water, then you can purify the pipe water, and you're good.
What if it continues? What if it continues?
Well, you really should check with a doctor, let him do some checks. Check on your blood pressure, check on your temperature, check on your whatever other problems he may see as a cause of the headache in order to reduce the problem. And the doctor would probably send you to have some lab work done, depending on his interpretation or his assessment as the situation arises.
Yeah. So what I'm driving at, though, is at what point just one say, all right, knock off the water and the arm and boom, when it is the time to say that, I need to go to the doctor. What's your recommendation?
Well, if you have tried something and it's not working, what else can you try? So at the time, it's the professional opinion.
Is it possible to overhydrate?
Is it what?
Is it possible to overhydrate?
You said something about coconut. I didn't hear it right.
Overhydrate. Think about water.
I'm not hearing it clearly. Start again.
So bad. Yeah, it's possible to overhydrate. You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's possible to overhydrate?
Yeah. How do we know that we have done that?
Well, I'll put on an average. If you're having 4 pints of water for the day, that's a pretty much a decent average. That should correct most of the challenges that somebody has. But they don't really need to go beyond that. If they go beyond that, then they're really creating a problem for themselves.
Some persons, you know, what I call it now, use their thumbs to at pressure points on their forehead and all of that. Do these things really work?
Yes, they do. Because as I mentioned before, it's a blockage to the energy flow, and the energy flow can be accessed through the acupuncture point. Because what acupuncture does, or acupressure, is to produce a force and energy through an area that is already blocked. And if you can create energy flow, then whatever was creating the feeling would have at least give the person an ease for the time being, so that could make a difference for them. There are many things, many points of people that have been published, many points that you can impact use. I mean, if somebody comes with a headache, there are points that can pressure on their body, and within a couple of minutes, the headache will disappear.
So tell us more about that. What are those pressure points that you can use for your forehead or your head when headache? I can't show, but can you describe it?
Yeah. All right. There are points, for example, at the back of the head. There are points to the side of the head, and there are points to the front of the head. And these are specific names based on acupuncture. And once those points are stimulated, including, for example, what we call a lymphatic point, which is not even on the head, but it's on the arm. Once those points are stimulated, then oftentimes there is a good enough energy flow, and the pain will disappear.
And you use it from
your thumb, a finger, and anything you can use. Literally just putting a pressure on that point to stimulate energy flow to that particular point.
And for how long should one do?
It's about a minute on each point. But these are points you can go on Google, and Google can show a lot of those points. You can go on YouTube, you can see a lot of those points.
Yeah. Well, as we wind down our discussion, what are your closing thoughts, your final thoughts, especially for those who suffer? What about those who suffer from migraine and all of that? Same thing?
Right. Migraine actually just describing one particular type of headache. And it's associated with people being exposed to flashing lights, magnetism, stress, and a whole other things. But generally speaking, I recommend that the average person try to live a life that is stress-free, because if you stress about, believe me, we'll worry about some of these things. And if you don't worry about it, it has no value to us anyway. But the worry has to create so much activity and so much toxicity in the body that it creates an additional problem for us. And that's an additional worry. So, as the Bible puts it nicely, it says, be anxious about nothing. Because you being anxious not solving any problems, it's only creating problems for you. So just keep thanks and allow things to flow.
A fitting note on which to end. Anxious, worried about nothing. and pray about everything. Thank you so very much, Pastor Donovan White.
No problem. All the best. Take care.
Have a stress-free day.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, listeners. Don't be with us. Information get copies of this program Partners at 876-968-959627. This has been the morning watch. I'm co-producer Kathy Gale and our guest. Please join Mr. Stokely and next week as we continue to look at the issues of the day. And then the start, inviting you to continue to have a stress-free day.